Good evening, folks. This is Ron Tyler with Emergency Management Associates coming to you live from the Crossroads of the West in Salt Lake City, Utah. The time right now is now 5:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time in the Intermountain West, coming to you live from the Crossroads of the West in Salt Lake City, Utah. We want to welcome everybody here that is joining us either for the first time or who will be joining us tonight, right now, or later in the program. Thank you for joining us. We also want to welcome those who will be joining us on a delayed broadcast basis. You people are important as well. We want to make you feel warm, welcome, and make sure that you have the correct information that you need to be able to make decisions for your own lives. That is why we're here. That is what we do every day. That those are the reasons that we do it every day. And we try to give you the information on a regular basis so that you will know what's going on. That's important. That is very important. All right, folks, welcome to the Emergency Management Associates broadcast tonight. We want to thank our hosts at freedomrevolutionnetwork.com. Thank you for making our show available and distributing it like you do so it can go to all parts of the world. By the way, folks, we haven't mentioned this for a while, but we are live on YouTube, D Live, Periscope, Twitch. We are live on on freedomrevolutionnetwork.com. We're live on Facebook, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. So you can get our program at any one of those locations at any time. So you can watch it, listen to it, whether you're in the car, in the office, or lounging around the pool in your backyard. Wherever you are is where our show is going to be for you. We appreciate that. First off, tonight, I want to show you the latest information on the coronavirus. Right now, today, as of earlier this afternoon, we've had 84,611 cases. 84,611 cases of the coronavirus. So far, reported deaths, 2,923. Recovered, 39,448. Active cases, 42,240, out of which 34,143, 81%, are in mild condition. 8,097 are serious or critical. Closed cases, we have 42,371. Recovered, 39,448, 93%. Discharged, 2,923 deaths reported. Okay, these are reported. And this is reported throughout the world. And we could break it down case by case through individual countries, but I want to tell you the virus is spreading. The CDC reports this morning that the virus is now spread to over 30 countries, not just 29 as had been previously reported. 40 different countries here. New deaths in China, plus 47. South Korea, plus 3. Italy, plus 4. Diamond Princess has had 2 more deaths. Iran, 8 more. Japan, 1 more. Okay, that is what is going on. And you can find this information on at www.worldometers, WORLDOmeters.info/coronavirus, coronavirus. That is where the information is available in case you want to follow this up. This is something that I don't like reporting. I'd rather report that the virus is going away. Don't get me wrong. I care about our President of the United States. I trust him. There are a lot of people that don't. And that's to their demise. But when they were trying to downplay this entire um, virus incident, I got pissed. I will never downplay it. When the CDC and everyone else is still saying it's getting worse, and somehow HHS says, oh, it's going to get better. Oh, yeah, it will, but it's going to get worse before it gets better, much worse. And it is already. Uh, I just get mad. I do. I'm sorry. I just get mad. I heard this morning also that we've had more reported cases in California. I heard information yesterday, as of broadcast time yesterday, that as of broadcast time yesterday, that there were 1,000 cases in California, and that was really troubling. I don't have anything to back that up, and I'm going to get you the information about that because just like China, they're covering the powers that be are covering everything up. They don't want us to know exactly how bad things are, unfortunately. Anyway, let's get away from coronavirus. It's bad enough. It's getting worse. And if we get emergency updates while we're on the air, we'll tell you about it. And if we get emergency updates about anything that you need to know about it, as soon as we get to the information, we're going to be live and tell you about it. So there's that. Now, I wanted to show you something. There is a gentleman named John Estep, ESTEP, and he has a YouTube channel, and he was reporting hotspots around the country. He was reporting hotspots around the country. He was using the following website to do it. This website called Fire Information for Resource Management, FIRMS. Okay. Now you can go down here, scroll down here, and if you hit Fire Map, you click on Fire Map, it will take you to the next page that I'm going to show you. Okay. I had real issues when I heard several people that said that they were very worried about information that they had been told about, and that there were fires, and one of the fires, these are hotspots, okay? The Fire Information Resource Management System shows hotspots throughout the world and well, they can show throughout the world too. But they, at the time, they were showing hotspots up here in Canada, down here near the border in Canada. This is Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada area. Hotspots all up and down the west coast of Canada, up here in California, of course, all over Yellowstone, and across the country and down into Mexico. Now, the person that told me about it said that this man, and I have no information to prove that he said this, but at the time, I zoomed in. I thought, what the heck? I'm going to zoom in and find out what exactly was going on. They were concerned because this man allegedly said that the volcano here at Longs Valley had exploded. Okay. Now, all we see here are hot spots. Okay. All we see here are hot spots. Okay. We see some clouds here. We see some clouds here, but we don't see any fire. There's no evidence of fire here. But he said Longs Valley exploded. Now, this is Longs Valley. Okay. And I've zoomed in as far as it will let me. And all we know is that there's hot spots in the Longs Valley caldera. We have no evidence of there being a fire or any kind of explosion. If there was such a fire or explosion, this being a satellite picture, we would see smoke billowing out of this hot spot area, which we do not see. Which we do not see. Okay? I want to reiterate for those of you that may have gotten the message from this man on his YouTube channel, and he bills it as the latest information on fires, earthquakes, and volcanoes. That's what he bills his site at. Okay? He goes over to this site and pulls up the live satellite information off of FIRMS, again, the Fire Information for Resource Management System, and he shows people quite frequently, several times a day, what is going on. As you can see, this is Longs Valley. There is a hot spot there. Mono Lake is also a volcano. The caldera consists of a lake with the summit of the volcano protruding out of the southwest central part of the lake. This is the summit of the lake, summit of the volcano, and it protrudes out of the water as a lake, or I mean as a island in the lake, Mono Lake. Longs Valley caldera right there. We don't see any smoke. We don't see any fire. And yet the person that told me about it was scared out of their mind that Longs Valley had erupted. I want to reiterate, Longs Valley has not erupted. Okay? I want to make that perfectly clear. Longs Valley has not erupted. Now this area here is Mammoth. Mammoth is hot, of course. We continue to get earthquakes at this location. We know there's magma beneath the surface. We know that for a fact. We've had hot spots here before. Okay, and yes, we have hot spots there. We have hot spots literally all over the place. Okay, more hot spots here, here. I'm zooming in just as far as this satellite will let me zoom in. Now this may be a satellite picture of an oil and gas pumping operation that has a flare on it, and that's what the heat signature is being picked up from the satellite. That's what I think. That's what I think is going on here. We can't get close enough with this satellite picture. Okay, but we literally have hot spots all over. All over. Monterey Bay, San Francisco Bay. Okay. We have hot spots all over the bay. and all over the Bay Area. Look at this north of the Bay Area. Okay, as you can see, there are hot spots literally all over, literally everywhere. I want to make it perfectly clear. Longs Valley did not erupt today. There are hot spots everywhere because guess what, folks? There's magma beneath the surface. When we do see hot spots and smoke, yes, there's usually where there's smoke, there's fire. And granted, this gentleman does say that they report fires, and that's fine. And on his videos, he does show smoke from fires, where the satellite is able to pick up fires that are going on. And it'll pick up the smoke billowing from the fire. But if there was a fire, if Longs Valley had indeed erupted today, there would have been smoke, and there was none. There was none. Okay. You'll have to excuse me. I've still got a little bit of a cold, and we're trying to deal with that. We're trying to deal with that. I'm trying to get close enough to this. We'll just skip right over it. And it's not going to let us get close enough either. Now, let me see if I can zoom in on this. Nope, it's not going to do it. It's not going to zoom in like Google Earth does, where we can look right down into the crater. Okay. Here's a good one. Yeah, we got a volcano. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was Mount Lassen. I believe this one is Mount Rainier. And it's not showing any hot spots at all, which is interesting because Mount Rainier's been venting. Mount Rainier's been venting, and we don't see any hot spots at all. Notice there's no snow up here. And you can actually, well, I can't even zoom in here. It's not going to let me do that either. This should be Mount St. Helens right here. Okay. And it is venting also. This might be Mount Baker, I think. But it won't let me zoom in enough either. Anyway, I wanted to stop any rumors that were going on that there had been an incident out in California today when there's not. Uh, if that would have happened, it would have made the news, and it did not. And as soon as I found out about it, I started digging into it too. I started digging in on it too, and I've even got screenshots just in case the information disappeared. Okay. Again, you can go to the earthdata.nasa.gov hyphen observation hyphen data / near hyphen real hyphen time / firms FIRMS. That's how you can find that data. Okay, just so you know, there have been a lot of people that have asked me, and so I looked it up and I just gave it to you live on the air. So now you have it. Now you have it. One of the other things that I wanted to show you, let me see, what did I do with that? Okay, that was not it. Please tell me that I didn't erase it or delete it. I don't think I did. Well, I can easily get it just as fast. Stand by with me just a minute, guys. We'll get it for you. And I got it. Right now we're going to go to the USGS map. The USGS map here. I want to let you know that we use 2 different maps to get information for our program for those of you that need to know what's going on. We use the USGS and we use the EMSC, the EMSC European Agency. Now, as you see, there are 59 earthquakes listed by USGS on this map. I want you to know there are over 300 earthquakes that have hit the earth today. Okay, this is just a small sampling. And as we've said before, USGS is not an agency that completely tells the truth. They omit information, which in and of itself is a lie. Sin of omission, leaving out information. Okay, earlier today, about noon today, we had a large, very large 5.8 magnitude earthquake over here in Niafu, Tonga. This earthquake was 10 kilometers deep. Okay, by 10 kilometers, that's what the USGS and the other agencies are telling us. However, even the USGS itself has said that when they say it's 10 kilometers deep, it is either 10 kilometers deep or they don't know how deep it is, and they just say 10 kilometers. So this, in fact, could be much deeper. But we'll take it for its word right now. 5.8, very large earthquake that hit off the coast of Niafu, Tonga, 114 kilometers. This is about 70 miles southeast of Niafu, Tonga. Okay, so it did not hit land. Fortunately, if it had, there would have been injuries, death, and probably great property damage. But again, as we pointed out in many cases in past weeks when we've had these very large earthquakes, is that the water, the ocean water where the epicenter is, dampens the effect of the seismic waves. The seismic waves going out from the epicenter dampens it, and by the time the seismic energy hits a land point, the energy has been dampened where they may just barely feel the earthquake, or they may feel some shaking of some kind, but not the type of force that they would have otherwise seen at the epicenter of the quake. Okay, south of there, just in the past 30 to 40 minutes, we've had a 4.7 magnitude earthquake south of the Fiji Islands. Again, this was out south of the Fiji Islands in the ocean. This was a moderate quake 149 kilometers beneath the surface, meaning, actually 149, yeah, 149 kilometers, which only means it was maybe 70 miles deep, which means it was down into the asthenosphere, where the magma is, where the magma is. Okay? But this was not a hugely deep earthquake, not a severely deep earthquake. Okay? So this is not going to play into any big deal at this point in time. Let's go over here to the west, central Indonesia, near Kenari, Indonesia. We had a 4.3 magnitude earthquake. Further north, uh, south of the Philippines, still in Indonesia, Tuvalu, Indonesia, had a moderate 4.6 magnitude quake. Further west, over here in Sumatra, Pagaralan, Pagaralan, Indonesia, a large 5.1 magnitude quake hit there. Okay, another large earthquake hit up here in Aksu, China, AKSU, China. A 5.0 earthquake there, which is in south central China. Notice they've also had some modern earthquakes here. Afghanistan, a 4.5. Over here, a 4.5 in Deer, Pakistan. And down here in northern part of India, 4.2 magnitude quake there. Let's go down into the south part of Japan, southeast of Nazi, Japan. It was a 4.8 magnitude earthquake this morning. Going over into the Pacific Ocean, in the western Pacific Ocean, near Chichishima, Japan, near the Ryukyu Islands, we had a 4.1 magnitude quake, and also a 4.6 just east of there. So we had a 4.6, and what was this? This is a 4.1. Okay, this hit at 8:29 p.m. last night, UTC, and this one happened at 1:31, which was approximately 9 hours earlier than that. So this 4.6 happened, and then this other 4.1 hit. Okay, off in the Ryukyu Islands of Japan. Okay, before we leave the southern Pacific, let's go over here to Colombia, northern Colombia. They had a 4.2 magnitude quake, a moderate quake, 4.2 magnitude in Colombia, near Aratoca, Colombia. Okay, over here into the Kuril Islands, a 4.1 magnitude earthquake, 206 kilometers east of Vostok, Russia. Okay, Vostok, Russia. I think they're talking about Vostok, Russia, right about here. Okay. Further west in Russia, we had a 4.6 magnitude earthquake, 290 kilometers, approximately 170 miles northeast of Zia, Russia. Then over here on the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia, we had a 4.0 magnitude quake there. Over here in the Aleutian Islands, we had a 3.6 magnitude earthquake. This was near the Tanaga volcano. Tanaga volcano out there. Okay. This is another volcano that has been worrying scientists because it has had some good-sized earthquakes there all around the volcano. And the volcano has steam. The volcano has steam, a steam eruption. Fantastic, huh? Fantastic. Over here in Mexico, we had a 4.1 magnitude earthquake off the coast of south central Mexico. This was 179 kilometers, again, about 95 miles east northeast of Socorro Island, Mexico. Socorro Island, Mexico. Now, the next few earthquakes I'm going to show you, I'm going to use the EMSC map, and you can find it on the My Earthquakes app on your phone. And that's where I'm going to go to now. That's what I'm going to go to now. I was just told that the Spreaker, the radio portion of the program, is not working. And I did go live on the Spreaker side of the house before I even went live with the video portion. And then I wanted to make sure that I do that so we can go live when we have audio on both of them. And that's what I do. So I hope there's audio on the Spreaker side of the house. It shows that we have audio, so I hope we do. And it shows we're live too. One of my friends over in Denver just reported that Iranian deaths are now at over 200, 210 deaths in Iran from the coronavirus, according to hospital sources there in Iran. Some schools have been shut down and travel curbed as the world races to fight the coronavirus. I'm quickly going to pull up that information for you, so you also have this. Before we even go to the EMSC map. And this comes out of Reuters. Geneva, Switzerland. The coronavirus spread further on Friday, with cases reported for the first time in at least six countries across 4 continents, battering the markets, leading the World Health Organization to raise its impact risk alert to very high. Okay, this is the first time that the WHO has been rated very high. Rated this virus is very high since the outbreak. So this is news, not good news either. Not good news either. All right, let's go back up to the EMSC map. Okay, let's go to the EMSC map. Also, folks, I'm going to show you this before we go to the EMSC map. We have now had another earthquake here that just happened. This one happened in a 4.3 moderate earthquake, happened 62 kilometers northeast of Calama, Chile. This is northern Chile. Northern Chile. Now I'm going to show you this on the EMSC map right now. Oh, that's interesting. EMSC doesn't have it yet. Well, that's really wild. Huh, that's wild. USGS has it and EMSC does not. The EMSC is showing a 2.7 in Tarapaca, Chile, a 2.7, and south of there near Antofagasta, Chile, near Antofagasta. So that's interesting. Usually it's the USGS map that doesn't have anything or has very few. Wild. Go figure. Anyway, we'll get information, and as soon as it comes available, we'll put it on the air for you. These other earthquakes in northern Chile that we have in Tarapaca near Iaqui, Iqui, Chile, we have a 2.7, and it's just north of here where we should have had the 4.1 that just was shown that hit, or 4.3 that hit over in Calama, Chile. So Calama is just north of this earthquake here. Calama should be right up in here. And hopefully sometime soon it'll show up. I'm just surprised it didn't show up before now. Just so you know, Ecuador had a 3.7 today, and northern Colombia had a couple earthquakes today as well. A 4.2 that happened at last night at 21:48, 9:48 northern Colombia there. And up near the Colombia and Venezuela border, we had an earthquake that hit at about 12 noon our time, 12:56, actually near 1 o'clock our time here today, a 2.8 the Colombia and Venezuela border. And I thought that USGS had said that we had one here about noon today in northern Colombia, but this map doesn't show it. It doesn't show it. Go figure. Excuse me just a second. Oh, sorry about that, folks. We've got some medicine on order from the pharmacy that we should be getting very shortly that will stop some of the coughing that I've been experiencing. Sucre, Venezuela, which is up at the northeast tip of Venezuela, we had a 3.8 today. Sucre, Venezuela, Sucre, Sucre, Venezuela. Now, if you'll notice, over here in the Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic area, we've had upwards of 50 earthquakes today. Southwestern Puerto Rico took the greatest lion's share of those. And so we want to show you a few of these. We had 3s and 4s over here. But notice the swarms continue. They have not abated at all. The swarms have not stopped. It appears they've actually increased. Now again, we reported December 28th, when we reported an 8.4 and USGS only said it was a 6.4. Terry and I reported there was an 8.4 and there was a total rupture of the plate. The only way we get a true rupture of the plate in all of these earthquakes is if that rupture plate happened. This kind of earthquake swarm did not continue after the 6.3. After the 6.3 happened out northwest of the Puerto Rican area during Hurricane Maria. Now we had a 6.3 right up here. Yes, we had earthquakes, and we had swarms of earthquakes, but not as many as we're seeing down here. Not as many as we're seeing down here. It's now 2 months later. We're still seeing 2.18s, 3.4s, 2.07s, 2.49s, 2.08, 1.87, 2.7, 2.59, 2.80, 3.05, and we had a 3.85 reported today there as well. And we continue to get earthquakes, many earthquakes every hour there in southwestern Puerto Rico. It continues to happen. Now, I again want to point out we had a complete plate rupture. A complete plate rupture. And not only did we have the 8.4, but we had the 8.0 also. We had two earthquakes. One happened on a Tuesday, and the other happened on a Friday down here in southwestern Puerto Rico. But the swarms continue. They go from land out into the Caribbean, a great distance from the water or from the land. Okay, we have a 2.62 in 4 miles southeast of La Parguera, Puerto Rico. Okay. They just continue. They just continue. Now, we reported earthquakes over the Dominican Republic. Let's go over there. Northeastern Dominican Republic, we had a 3.0 near Las Lagunas de Niebo. Okay. Southwest of there, in the southwestern part off the shore of the Dominican Republic, we had a 3.0. Going up into land area, central Dominican Republic, we have another 3.2. Going northwest, near Salcida Hermanas Mirabal, or Mirabel, we have a 3.4. Okay, that's north central Dominican Republic. And then just on the coast, north central Dominican Republic, Maria Trinidad Sanchez, we have a 2.5. So twos and threes there in the Dominican Republic. Twos and threes. Central America. Panama. Panama near the Costa Rican border, we have a 3.2. Provincia de Cartago, Costa Rica, northeastern Costa Rica, we have a 3.0. Then we have two more earthquakes there in Central America, Costa Rica, northern Costa Rica, a 3.0, and one more, a 3.4. So we have four threes. Southern Costa Rica, Central Costa Rica near the near the western shore, and these two in northeastern Costa Rica. They're all threes. They're all threes. Now we go into southern Mexico. Swarmage again. Swarmage. We had threes and fours. A lot of fours. A lot of fours. Okay. Here's a 4.1 offshore, right on the fault line. And this fault line emanates from the San Andreas Fault in California. This was off the coast of Chiapas, Mexico, a 4.0. 4.0 there, and a 4.1 here, just south of there on the fault. Again, there's a lot of threes and fours. 3.7, 3.6, 3.7. Okay, further north, 4.1. Gosh, it's unreal. 4.1, 3.4, 3.7, 3.7, 4.1 again, just offshore. There's a bunch of them, and it just continues. 3.6 up there. I'm sorry. 3.60 there. Now this is just south. Let's see. It would be southwest of Popocatépetl, which is right up in here. Okay. And Popocatépetl did erupt today, by the way. A good sized eruption there. We'll talk about Popocatépetl a little bit later. Okay. The swarms continue. Okay, 3.8s, 3.4s, 3.7s, 3.7s. Again, right on the fault. Right on the cotton picking fault. 4.0 near Osaka, noreste de Osaka, Rio Grande. Osaka, Mexico, 4.0, 4.1. Going north, 3.3 near Pino Terra, Mexico. Going further north along the coast, 4.0, 3.3, and 3.9. Like I said, they're all threes and fours through here. 3.8, 3.4, Guerrero, Mexico. Guerrero. Noreste de los Guacamayas. Noreste de Guacamayas. 3.1 there. Now there was one reported off the coast of Cabo San Lucas, but I can't verify that because the map doesn't show it. We got an email notification of this earthquake, and yet we don't have any specific location, and the maps aren't showing it exactly. So Cabo San Lucas got hit. We don't even have the information to show it to you. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. All right. Now, before we get started talking about Cascadia, I want to talk to you about this. Remember yesterday when we talked about earthquakes off of Queen Charlotte's Island and Vancouver Island? Today, a 3.5 hit up off the coast of Vancouver Island near Port Hardy. 3.5 there off the coast of Vancouver Island. 3.5. Closer to the coast, Port Alice, 1.7. Further down the coast on the Juan de Fuca Fault, we have a 3.8. 3.8. Then we go over to Vancouver, Washington. We have a 1.14. Going inland, Milton Free Wafer. Milton Free, actually Free Water. Milton Free Water. We have a 1.94. Unreal. Then let's go up into Princeton, Montana. Princeton, Montana, or Frenchtown, Frenchtown, Montana, we have a zero point 0.1. Now this is an upper northwestern part of the Yellowstone magma chamber. Upper northwestern part of the Yellowstone magma chamber. Going over to Choteau, Montana, we have a 1.06. South of there, Lincoln, Montana, we have a 1.25. Let's go east, just southeast of there, near 24 miles east of Helena Valley, southeast Montana, Helena, Montana, basically. We had a 1.26 near Helena. Good old Helena, Montana. Been there many times. Butte, Montana. Butte, Montana reporting in today with a 1.99. Southeast of there, near Three Forks, Montana, 18 miles south-southwest of South Butte, Montana, we have a 0.9. And we have two other earthquakes further south. One is 23 or 23 miles west-northwest of Yellowstone. It is 0.83. And just south of there is 0.26, 19 miles west-northwest of West Yellowstone. Now the only thing that you're going to see in Yellowstone, actually two things you're going to see in West Yellowstone right now. Two is areas not covered in snow because the magma is up at the surface. The other one is going to be snow in West Yellowstone at this point in time of the year. The roads are still closed in and around Yellowstone, and only snowmobiles are allowed in. Now, Mary Greeley, and I often do this, I reference her reports. Mary Greeley did an awesome job earlier this morning of reporting earthquakes and geysers going off at West Yellowstone. And if you look at the report, it was cold enough to, if it had snowed, it would have stayed. But we had magma near the surface. What happens to snow when there's magma near the surface? The magma wipes out the snow. It goes away, it melts. And that's what happened. There are areas around Old Faithful Geyser in that area where there's no snow and you can see it. Mary Greeley has a very fine report telling you exactly what happened. So I will very warmly and graciously accept the fact that Mary Greeley does an awesome job on her reporting of Yellowstone. She is our resident expert, and I think she should be rated as the expert when it comes to Yellowstone. She's got the talent and the knowledge to know what's going on at Yellowstone. Yes, we will report on earthquakes there too. But when she can pull up not only the seismograms, but also the heat signatures coming from the ground showing the melt of the magma beneath the surface. So please go see Mary's report from today. I think you'll be very surprised. Does an awesome job, and the report is just more than thorough. It's more than just thorough. She does an excellent job. Excellent job today. Two earthquakes in West Yellowstone, a 0.26 and a 0.63 today in West Yellowstone. We had quite a few earthquakes up and around Yellowstone. Going over towards Oregon, left the Pacific Northwest, went over to Yellowstone. Now we're going to go to Oregon, Milton, Freewater, Oregon, 1.94. 1.94. Then we go further south near Ferndale, California, a 2.35 magnitude earthquake along the coast between the coast and the Cascadia subduction area. Okay, they had a 2.35 magnitude earthquake. This is just north of where, folks? North of Petrolia. Petrolia is right there, and it's just north of the Gorda Escarpment. Just north of the Gorda Escarpment. So we still had earthquakes around there. And just east of there, Red Bluff, California, 1.56. And just south of there, Redwood Valley, a 1.41. Darn it. I don't know why I did that. Red Bluff. And Redwood Valley, a 1.41 there. Now, we told you earlier, and actually it wasn't us telling you, we told you yesterday about the geysers. Geysers, California. Remember when we talked about Cobb, California, and how it was getting hit last night, being it was part of the geysers area, the man-made drill points where they drilled into the surface of the earth to extract steam from the Clear Lake volcano. Well, they're still doing it, and they're going to continue to do it forever. The geysers today had 20 plus earthquakes. And this one just northeast of there near Hidden Valley Lake. Hidden Valley Lake. Now, why do we have earthquakes a little bit north and east and west of the plant? The geothermal power plant. Why are those earthquakes off from center, either south, north, or east? Because some of the drill points go horizontal to the land, and then they go down horizontal to the surface, and then they go down. That's why they can have an earthquake closer in. Okay, it was more horizontal, but the geysers got hit pretty good today. Geysers got hit pretty good. All right. Vallejo, California, a 1.59 today. We don't hear too much out of Vallejo. Don't hear too much out of Vallejo. Maybe once or twice a year. Again, that's a 1.50 magnitude earthquake there. almost straight east from the geysers, we have a place called Dollar Point, California. It's 0.40 earthquake, but we have a small cluster of earthquakes here. 0.40, 0.39, 0.01, and a 1.0. Straight east, just on the eastern side of the Mendocino Ridge. Mendocino Ridge. Hawthorne, California. Excuse me, Hawthorne, California. Hawthorne, Nevada, 1.5. And then what do we have? Again, Mammoth Mountain. We showed you the heat signatures here. And yes, we do have earthquakes. 1.09, 0.77, a 0.53, 0.67, and a 0.36, all at Mammoth. But folks, there's more. Round Valley, just south and east of Mammoth. Round Valley, we have a 1.39 magnitude earthquake. We already talked to you about Long's Valley. This is Round Valley. Round Valley had an earthquake, and it's a volcano. It's a big caldera system volcano down there. Kozo Junction, folks. Series of earthquakes. 3.02, 0.92, 1.34. There's 0.02 there. Terrible thing, Kozo volcano. It's not terrible. We'd be crazy not to report on this, because one day there's going to be a big earthquake around there. There's already been some good sized earthquakes that we reported on over here at Kozo. And I have a feeling before summertime hits, we're going to have a lot more earthquakes at Kozo Junction, Orath, California, and various other places, including out in the Mojave Desert. Ridgecrest, I expect to see some good sized earthquakes there. We haven't even tapped out this 10 plus earthquake. Have a lot more earthquakes, folks. Swarm time. Swarm time. 0.54, 0.23. Ridgecrest 0.97. Oh, gosh, I wish I wouldn't do that. 0.97, 0.72. Ridgecrest, Searles Valley 0.96. Going south, Ridgecrest 2.74, 0.84, 0.64, 0.6. .97, Trona, California, 1.0 magnitude earthquake in Trona. Trona is where we had most of the damage when this earthquake hit. Actually, when we saw these earthquakes hit. 3 earthquakes out near Trona and Ridgecrest. 2 6.9s and a 7.1. No wonder there was damage in Trona. Crazy. Just crazy. We didn't have any earthquakes at all on the Garlock Fault. Nothing out here on the Garlock Fault at all. The only time we had anything is Mojave, California, on the west end. This was a 1.62 magnitude earthquake, Mojave, California. Oh, I love it there. Castaic, California, a 1.85 today. Terrible thing. Taft, California, just north of there. Here we have a 1.53. Unreal. Now, we didn't report the earthquakes just south of San Francisco. Let's talk about those real quick. Milpitas, Milpitas, California, 1.04. Gilroy, California, 0.8. Pinnacles, the Pinnacles, a 1.46. Again, it's right on top of the San Andreas Fault here. The Pinnacles, 1.46 and a 1.14. This is a volcanic area and also an oil and gas pumping area. Just so you know. Further out south and east, we have a 1.9 near Stratford, California. 1.09 Stratford, California. We talked about Taft, California. Castaic, California, we already talked about. Highland Park, 1.23. Corona, 1.18. Mission Viejo. I spent a lot of time in Mission Viejo when I was a kid. Mission Viejo, Highland Park, California. Is 0.84. Mission Viejo. Trabuco Canyon, a 1.34. Let's go down towards LA. More earthquakes. Heaven's sakes, what happened? Anza Gap, 0.25, 0.303, 0.68. Anza Gap. Palomar Mountain, where the observatory is. You want to look into space? You want to take a ride? 1.29 at Palomar Observatory. Lake Henshaw, California, where I used to go fishing, east of Escondido. We had a 0.26 today at where? Lake Henshaw, California, my old fishing spot. Terrible thing. Over in Julian, the Apple capital of San Diego, we had a 1.21. 1.21 in Julian. It's beautiful out there today. Just spectacular. Going over the ridge from the Chocolate Mountains, we go over to Ocotillo Wells, near the ridge of the Chocolate Mountains, a 1.30 and a 0.91 Ocotillo Wells. Let's go south. Just on the southern end of the Salton Sea, folks, we have a 1.34. A 1.34. Now, what do we have there? This is in Niland, California, Niland, a 1.34. 1.34. And it's right on the edge of the Salton Sea. Let's go over there and take a look. What could be causing this earthquake? Let's go take a look. Oil and gas, right on the edge of the Salton Sea. Right on the edge of the Salton Sea. You know, when I lived down there, and I went out to the Salton Sea quite a bit, I never saw any oil and gas pumping operations. When I looked at this earthquake earlier, I'm going, now wait a minute, where did that come from? Don't know. I wish I could tell you. Oil and gas. Now we already know we've got a geothermal power plant down there. We know that. Yes, that causes earthquakes too. But never thought I'd see an oil and gas pumping operation near the Salton Sea. That was a first today. All right, let's go over. Let's go over and take a look at one of my favorite spots that I like talking about over in Nash, Oklahoma. Nash, Oklahoma, zero point 0.2. 0.2. Southeast, Pawnee, Oklahoma, 1.92. South of there, a 2.94 near Minco, Oklahoma. All three of these earthquakes are right near oil and gas pumping operations. Right near oil and gas pumping operations. Let's go take a look. Let's go see what we can see on a voyage of discovery. And no, we're not on the Starship Enterprise. But let's go see what we can see. Oil and gas pumping operations less than a half mile from the earthquake. There's your jack. There's your sign. Oil and gas. Look at the pads around there. Look at the pads. They're everywhere. Just barely north of that earthquake. There's a pad. It's amazing. Just, I don't know. Some pads, they've taken off the jack and the pump, but they still have the small buildings and still have the the tanks. And every time I've said it's an oil, gas, and pumping operation, and decided I was going to show you where that earthquake hit and where that pumping operation was. And bingo, bango, boingo, right in the middle. Okay, today, the New Madrid fault rang true again. Here we have a 1.31 magnitude earthquake, 6 miles south of New Madrid, Missouri. 6 miles south of New Madrid, Missouri. And you know something? One day soon, I need to go there. And I need to go there so I can take you there and let you know what's going on at New Madrid. One day soon, we're going to do that, folks. I hope we can take a trip and take you with us on a real voyage of discovery to show you what is actually going on. One more earthquake to report, folks. This one is in Quebec, Canada. This one is 39 miles southeast, actually it's northeast, from Plaster Rock, New Brunswick, Canada. a 2.3 magnitude earthquake from New Brunswick, Canada. New Brunswick, Canada. Earthquakes go straight up the fault, the northeast craton. Go straight up the fault. What can I say, folks? What can I say? 100 earthquakes in California. Things are not settling down at all. Things are not settling down at all. Gosh, I wish they would. Why do I say that? I wish they would. Only because I know what's happening and what's going to happen. We've been part of the forecasting for this for some time. And I wish I was wrong. Frankly, I wish I was wrong. Unreal. Before we leave the air, I want to talk to you about Hawaii. And I kind of left it out on purpose so we could spend some time talking about Hawaii. Because there are a few hot spots on Hawaii. Why? Mauna Loa, Mauna Loa, Hawaii. From the Volcano Observatory, USGS Saturday, February 29th, which is tomorrow, there have been around 80 recorded small magnitude earthquakes beneath Mauna Loa. Beneath Mauna Loa. Not just during this past week. The strongest was measuring 2.9 early in the morning of February 27th, just 2 days ago. Most events occurred at shallow depths of less than 5 kilometers, which is 3 miles beneath the surface. But this one, they are happening at the surface, beneath the surface, and the upper flanks of the volcano. There's continuous slow summit inflation, which the HVO, the Hawaiian Volcanic Observatory, say is consistent with the magma supply to the volcano's shallow storage system. Gas emissions, concentration of fumaroles of SO2, and the temperatures remain stable. Stable. The temperatures are stable. Fascinating, huh? All right. I want to go over here and show you Mauna Loa and the other earthquakes on Hawaii today. Because that gentleman, Mr. Esther, said that there was temperature rises and fluctuation of earthquakes around the Big Island. Okay, here's an earthquake just off the coast near Luihi, a undersea mount volcano off of Pahala, a 1.65 earthquake near Loihi. A lot of these earthquakes remained at Pahala. These earthquakes remained at Pahala. Why? Because this area of Pahala is being used to power Kilauea. That's where this magma is coming from. It's coming from the south and going north into Kilauea. A 1.9 uh, Mountain View Park in Pahala. A 1.85, 1.90, and a 1.90. Good old Pahala. Good old Pahala. South of Pahala, near Ocean View, Hawaiian Ocean View, we have a 3.70. 3.70, right at the top of the lookout of the south point of the Hawaiian island. Go figure, 3.7 there. North of there on the west side of the island, near Hananau Nupupu, on the western flank of Mauna Loa, we have a 2.45. 2.45. Now, folks, we have a 2.45, and we have Mauna Loa right here. Mauna Loa is just hanging out there, letting earthquakes come because of the magma flow. The magma flow. So Mauna Loa shook today. Pahala supplying Kilauea with magma. Kilauea was quiet, where Pahala was active. Pahala, Mauna Loa, and this is off the coast, just at the point there at Hawaiian Ocean View at 3.7. Not a ton of earthquakes today. Enough to be concerned, yes, but not devastating. It's been a fairly quiet day on Hawaii. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Again, we've had a large earthquake off the coast of Niafu, Tonga. Off the coast of Niafu. Over here in the South Atlantic Ocean, near the South Sandwich Islands, we did have a 5.1 earthquake near the South Sandwich Islands. Lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun. Now, what I think we're going to do, we still have a great amount of time available to us. And what I think we're going to do is we're going to open it up for telephone calls. Those of you that would like to call our show, call the Emergency Management Associates at 1-669-900-6833. The number again, 669-900-6833. The meeting ID is 233-494-3128. Meeting ID is 238-494-3128. So you can call the show, talk to me, tell me your concerns, tell me things that you learned. Please, if you have new information, let's share it. Bring it out for everybody. So far, when we've had calls to the show, everybody's loved it. So let's open up. Let's open up the last 39 minutes of the show. Anybody want to talk to Ron on a Friday night? Go ahead, make my day. Here's the Emergency Management Associates show. Just a minute, please. Hello. Hey there. I'm doing great. Hold on a second. Let me put you on here.
You've been
I have been reporting on a lot of earthquakes. This is our friend from Times and Signs, folks. This is my sister from Times and Signs.
Yeah, I'm here for you, brother. I just wanted to let you know that Bill gave me some info about Bill Gates.
Oh, really? Go for it. Make my
Yeah,
day.
it's in the chat, but I can go ahead and read it to you in just a second. Give me just a second, brother.
Sure.
Okay. Uh, you okay with that cough, honey? Got a lot of people praying for you, sweetie.
Thank you. Yes, I'm fine.
Anyway, Bill Gates' coronavirus may be once in a century pathogen we've been worried about. And that's from CNBC News. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't. What? Go for it. Break the
Well, it
news.
goes on that Microsoft co founder Bill Gates said the coronavirus is starting to behave like a once in a century pathogen we've been worried about. Gates also pointed out that COVID 19's current predicted fatality rate is higher than that of the 1957 influenza pandemic, which killed an estimated 66,000 people in the United States. Quote, it says, I hope it's not that bad, but we should assume it will be until we otherwise know. What's your thought?
And
What
who
are your
else?
thoughts on that, brother?
Who else better to know this information than Bill Gates, who patented this virus? Okay,
That's right.
he is taking ownership of this virus.
Mm-hmm.
He ought to be going to jail right now.
He needs to be. All of them do.
You know, folks, nothing irritates me more than something we already know was a biohazard weapon. The virus was weaponized. And who else but our own Bill Gates owns the virus? He also probably knows how it got out.
Yes, yeah.
You know, folks,
And the thing is, so many people are ignoring it, the fact that they foretold it years ago, and then they re-foretold it back on October 18th, 19th through John Hopkins University
yep,
at a simulation drill.
yep.
So people, if you're trying to say that it doesn't exist, that there was never a simulation drill, Ron has thoroughly checked into it, and his information is 100% correct. In fact, Times and Science News, all the moderators back him. Okay, so if you doubt it, please check into it yourself.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, definitely check into it. Event 201. It is not a lie.
Yeah.
And it's not a lie that Bill Gates funded over 2,816 labs throughout the world.
Did you
That
hear
are all
that?
affiliated with the Russian lab, Vector Labs, out of Russia.
Bingo.
There's that many labs throughout the world, so you can't just point at Canada or the United States or just at one country. They all are involved.
Yep.
Every last one of them are involved, folks.
Now do
We
you?
have information to prove it.
Yeah. Now, folks, do you understand why I get so irritated? Why I get so irritated? We have one of our own citizens here in the United States that's responsible for thousands upon thousands of people dying because he and his henchmen released a bioweapon. Not just on the United States, but every country in this world. If anything, we already know he's responsible for all this. He owns it. He owns a dadgum virus. He's
Oh,
responsible.
there is a new article from Reuters that says that as the coronavirus slams Italy, it's now causing paralysis. Now, what's up with that?
It's part of the whole shoot match. It's part of the whole thing. Why? Again, this virus is a biohazard weapon. It was engineered, folks. It was made. And there have been various parts of the virus. When it enters the body, it starts immediately to do harm. It can cause death, it can cause paralysis, and it can cause a very slow and agonizing death as well. Okay? And we've seen it. We've seen it.
That's right. They're taking a perfect family.
Okay?
And the other thing is, I don't know if anybody heard, but the Diamond Princess passenger is reportedly the first Brit to die of the coronavirus.
Yep.
Was you updated on that, Ron?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the deaths on the in the whole calculation of deaths was from the Princess cruise ship. But actually, there have been 3 deaths so far from the Princess cruise ship. An elderly couple in their 80s. Yes, I understand that one, they're in their 80s. Two, they were already sick with other things, but they wanted to take this one last trip to have memories of one last trip together before either one or both of them died, and which they did while they were there in Japan. What a horrible, horrible thing to do, to go through.
It's true.
You're,
And there's another thing going around too, Ron, and people are trying to say that Pope Francis was never ill.
yeah,
I saw the video footage that he was ill. He's definitely sick with something. They're
yeah,
not telling everybody.
yeah.
And what's your thoughts on that?
The Roman Catholic Church isn't being honest with people, just like nobody's being honest with anything about this. What happened is the Pope was asked to lay hands on somebody's head that was sick. And almost immediately after he said a prayer on somebody's head, he got very, very ill. What's going to happen to the Pope? Who knows? We don't know.
It's true.
But now the Pope is sick immediately after he touched someone else who was ill. Again, I can't say enough. Don't touch anybody without gloves. Don't shake hands. Don't hug and kiss anybody except maybe immediate family members in your own home. Don't shake hands. Don't hug and kiss anybody unless it's absolute immediate family inside your own home. If
All
you
right,
go out, wear
there is
gloves, wear a
there is
mask.
there is one other piece of news. I don't know if you heard about it. It was just posted today. Second coronavirus case of unknown origin now confirmed in California. It is the second case in California of unknown origin.
Yep.
That's
Now,
through
yeah,
Fox News.
yeah. Now, folks, the interesting thing with this is, okay, the interesting thing with this is that again, it was of an unknown origin. In other words, this person allegedly did not make contact with anybody that had been in China, nor had they had any idea of anyone else who could possibly have been around China. They never came in contact with anybody that had any origins from China. What does this mean? Let's take a few minutes and analyze this one. This means that there's human to human, and we've been told that this was going to happen, human to human transmission. People, it now has come out that people can get this virus from anybody who may have been in contact with anybody else, who may have had contact with someone who had the virus and may or may not have known about it. And in fact, now it is being said that you could go up to 28 days without even knowing that you had the virus. You could be wandering around, shaking hands, kissing somebody, or doing any number of things, and you may not even know you're sick. You don't know whether you're carrying the virus. And in doing so, in carrying the virus, you're making contact with other people, and they're also going to catch it from you. And those people are going to make contact with other people who are going to make contact with other people who are going to make contact with other people. Do you see what we're saying?
Yep.
This is huge. This is magnitude hundreds and
And then,
hundreds.
and did you tell them how the agenda from back in October stated how they were going to plan for global markets to fall? They
Yep.
did a, you remember that event 201
Yep.
from the John Hopkins University? You guys, it's going on now. It's going on now. They're trying to say coronavirus fear and global markets will free fall, and they did a video before this ever occurred back in October, and then one before that in 2015, and even put it on a Simpsons cartoon.
Yeah.
They planned it.
Yep. They knew all along what was going on, folks. This is nothing new. This is nothing new.
They want people to fight with each other about it, but the point is, it does exist. The coronavirus is real,
Yep.
and it's out and about. It's happening, and it's changing, or they're changing it, throwing it on people. Geoengineering, there is a patent on the geoengineering. You can read up all you want about the geoengineering, what they do with it. They
Yeah.
wait a minute, what they did to Guatemalans. The United States admitted it.
Yeah. True story. True story.
So
Folks,
what Ron shares with you guys the truth. There's no argument. You can think what you want, but everything was pre-planned. We have all the proof.
yeah.
Time and Science and Freedom Radio Network has the proof.
Yeah. It's unreal. All right. Early this morning, very early this morning, we told you we reported on an earthquake, a 5.8, a very large earthquake, 5.8 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Niafri, Tonga. Folks, within the last 30 minutes, we've now had a 5.3 magnitude aftershock, 103 kilometers south of Niafri, Tonga. So it's closer to Niafri, Tonga. This one's about 60 miles off the coast of Niafri, Tonga. Again, it's out in the South Pacific, so it's going to shake a little bit of nerves, but because it's out in the middle of the ocean, nobody's going to get hurt. So now we've had two large and very large earthquakes in the Tonga area. Okay. Now that brings to a total of, let's see, one, two, three, four, five. I believe we've had six large earthquakes in 24 hours. Six large earthquakes in 24 hours. Um, let's see here. Oh, come on. What happened here? We just lost times and signs, I'm sorry to say. Just they dropped. Darn it. That's all right. At least we got her on the air. That's cool. So far, we've had 272 earthquakes since midnight last night. 272 earthquakes. The latest being in Tonga. The latest being in Tonga. Um, since we don't have anybody calling the show, um, what I think we'll do, what I think we will do, I don't know what the this is doing. I have no idea. Times and Signs is calling back, but I can't get her on. Dang it. Oh well. Let me check something here. Okay. People said that I spoke too fast on our telephone number and the meeting ID, so let's do it again. Our telephone number to get in to talk to me on the show is 669 900 6833. Again, the number is 669 900 686, excuse me, 6833. 669 900 6833. Our meeting ID, folks. Our meeting ID is 238 494 3120. 3120. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air. Hello. Oh, we got dropped. Darn it. Caller, if you would call back, we'd appreciate it. I put you on the air and all of a sudden the call dropped. I'm so sorry about that. Darn. I was really looking forward to having callers on the air with us today. Just trying to find something here. Well, okay, good enough. Awesome stuff. All right. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, Ron. This is Bruce. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Bruce. Welcome to the Emergency Management Associates Show. Yay.
Yeah, good evening. Just wanted to let the listeners know there and the viewers, I sent it to you. I watched Celeste Solemn last night with one of her videos, and she is retired FEMA for about 10 years. And the message that President Trump and Vice President Pence gave, there's 3 words that were given as a coded message: health and welfare, and I forget what the other one is, but it's a coded message for medical martial law, is what it is what she said. You might watch that video. It ain't very long, but I think I sent it to you, and if I didn't, message me on Facebook and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But it's health, being, and welfare of the public, which it can suspend the Constitution by just having a medical martial law from the CDC. And also, I watched Dave Hodges' interview earlier on InfoWars, and I heard about this before he said it. The reason the World Health Organization has not declared it a pandemic, they get their funding from selling bonds. And the bonds aren't coming due till about June on one set and the other next month or something. They want the interest money above our health and welfare versus them declaring an emergency. If they declare an emergency, they've got to refund all the money to the people that invested, is what it is. So they're putting our health and welfare above everything else for this thing to die out. And according to Celeste Salome on some of her videos, she's very interesting to watch, by the way, guys, if you can. And she's given a series on the New World Order and stuff. And this is part of to usher in the New World Order, just FYI and everything. I haven't researched it that much, but that's what she told things on her videos that she's been putting out. So within the last week, watch some of hers on the disruption in the title, and that'll tell you kind of what's happening and stuff on what they're trying to usher in slowly so they can take us by surprise.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Not at all.
So,
well, I appreciate that, Bruce.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents worth tonight and everything. And by the way, you still have that deal we talked about last night, but not as bad, but it's still there. So,
okay.
But anyway, we'll get off of here and let somebody else get in before you got to sign off. But I wanted to throw that info out there. I can talk better than I can type. Hi. But anyway,
right.
Everybody, have a good night. God bless, and we love you guys, and take care. And I'm usually lurking, but I'm here.
All
take care,
Bruce.
and have a
Thanks
good
so
night.
much.
Have a good
All
night, Ron. Much love to everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, that was Bruce Looney here, folks. Bruce Looney has been with us for quite some time on our program before, and we really appreciate him. We really appreciate all of you being part of our program. Waiting for another caller. Again, the number is 669 900 6833. The meeting ID is 238 494 3128 to get into the show. Come on down, folks. You'll be the second contestant. You'll be the second contestant. Okay, we've been talking about emergency preparedness. We talked about a plan, an operations security plan to help protect you folks. We talked about putting together at least a 72-hour to 2-week kit. Let's talk about a second layer of preparedness, your 3-week plan. Okay, obviously, your 3-week plan should expand on the previous one. Okay, I advise you not to move from level 2 until you've completed it. Okay, we talked about this about a week ago. We talked about a layer 1 preparedness plan, 72-hour emergency plan. Okay, now we're talking about a layer 2, your 3-week plan. Of course, there are exceptions. For instance, you may want to buy food in bulk that's going to last you a lot longer than 3 days. All right, we have someone else that's joining us. Welcome, this is Ron, you're live on the air.
Hello?
Hello, welcome.
Okay. Ron is a bear.
Welcome, this is Ron, you're live on the air. You want to turn your monitor off. Welcome.
Okay, is it me, Ron, a bear, that you're speaking to?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hey, thank you for sharing, everybody. Can I go ahead and tell everybody in the room?
Yes.
Okay, to call Ron, you dial 669 900 6833, and the media ID is 238 494 3128. Is that correct?
That's it.
Okay, and if you guys want to call through, call through. He's taking calls right now. God bless you, Ron. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
That was Times and Signs of Aya, a great friend, a great sister. She and her husband are awesome people. Okay, we still have a little bit of time, and here we go again. Yay. Welcome, you're on the air with Ron. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hi, welcome, you're on the air with me.
Hello, Ron. This is Susie Fujinaga.
Hey, Susie.
I am in Susie, yes, and
Yes.
I have been trying to volunteer for your show for whatever capacity. I'm an RN and I help people. And I know how to help people calm. So, but the reason why I'm calling is yesterday on KY3 News out of Springfield, Missouri, they reported that there are now 60 people in Missouri that are being watched for coronavirus. They are not ill. However, they have been places where the coronavirus is. I have no idea where they are in Missouri, but this was reported and I thought it's important.
You're absolutely right, it is important.
Yeah.
Very important.
It's scary because, you know, I watch you, Ron, say, don't cut your face, don't touch your eyes, and blah, blah, blah. I have COPD from pesticides, and so I cough like you do. And if it comes down to medical, you know, where we're going to get yanked off the streets, Ron, they'll be taking you and I.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
You're absolutely
And that's
right.
the way it is. Now, I'll tell you what I did today. Hooray. I bought myself a trailer, got a good deal on it, and it will be taken to my self place, which is a little community of elders. And these people have been prepping for a long time. We have 150 pounds of rice and whatever. Every time she goes, she buys stuff. Now, one thing I want to point out to people, as negative as they are, cigarettes will become currency.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, they will. So anyways, I thought I'd check in with you. I have the same lung conditions you do, except my diaphragm works and everything. So I keep sending you energy, and I do it gladly and willingly.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I honor you and the work you do so much, Ron. You have taught me tremendous amounts. I've been watching since July 21st.
Wow, you've been.
And I've been a part of your chat.
That's so
cool. Oh, really? Yeah. All right. I'm going to get off and let somebody get on. And I just wanted to tell you, thank you, Ron, for all you do. And my girlfriend says, look at him. Yesterday when we were watching your show, you were, you know, it was dry in there and you were coughing a lot. And she said, that man is going to speak with his last dying breath to get the news out.
It's true.
So that's true. And she sees that, and I do too. So you take care of yourself, Ron. We need you.
I'm going to do it. Thank you. Definitely taking
All
care.
right.
I believe it. Have a good night. Thanks for calling, Susie.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Thank you, Susie, for calling us. We really appreciate it. Again, the lines are open. 669-900-6833 is our telephone number. Our meeting ID is 238-494-3128. You can call again for the next 5 minutes even. We look forward to hearing from you. Really look forward to hearing from you. We love hearing from you folks. And we got another caller. Yay! That definitely works. All right, here we go. Welcome. You're on the air with Ron.
Hey, there's just a report. Oregon coronavirus infection becomes the third case of unknown origin in the United States. Did you
Now
hear
we
about
have
that?
3. No.
Okay,
We now have 3.
It came from the Washington Post and also the other media just a little bit ago. It was a live update again through a bunch of the news media. So I'm going to go ahead and share that right now, Ron, into the chat.
Right.
Okay,
Sure,
just did.
All right.
I just
Thank you.
did that. Yeah, I just wanted to update you. Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Take care.
All right. Love you. Bye bye.
Love you. Bye. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, Ron. This is Doobie Redburn. How are you?
Hey, Doobie. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, sir. First of all, just real quick, I just have to say thank you, Ron, from my heart, from my soul, for everything that you have taught me. I really didn't know about prepping or any of this until I started watching your show back in, last spring, almost a year ago.
Yeah.
And you are a true warrior for us. We love you. Everybody in chat loves you. I just want you to know that we all care about you deeply.
Thank you.
I just can't say enough about you, sir. You know, we love you. You're part of our family. I adore you.
You're part of
with
our
that
family.
said, sir, with that said, someone who's a very, very credible source that I knew in Canada back in 2009 told me that all of this stuff was going to happen. I thought she was crazy, but she told me that Bill Gates had a patent on a virus and that then it would be released and they would say it was an accident. And then she told me that there would be a vaccine made and we would have to be forced to take the vaccine or we couldn't leave our prospective area. Again, I was like, really, how do you know all this? But she couldn't tell me. Come to find out later, I found out who she was, and she is a very credible source. And this is scary stuff we're going through, Ron.
You're right, it is. And folks, the thing is, with this virus, this vaccine that Doobie's talking about, it's going to be a live virus. In other words, they're going to make sure, if you don't have coronavirus, they're going to make sure you get it. Okay? I've had flu vaccines up until about 2005. Maybe it was before that I quit. I said, no more. No way am I going to do this anymore. And I stopped. I haven't had the flu yet. I have not been throwing up and everything else yet. Folks, if they put out this virus, it's going to be a live virus. And if you haven't had the flu, you're going to get it. Watch yourselves. I will not. I promise you on a stack of Bibles. I promise you in strong language, as strong as I possibly can, sitting here with you tonight. I will not take that virus or that vaccine. Period. True story. And I know millions of people that won't do it either. And we'll back ourselves up. We'll defend ourselves. So folks, those of you that are listening, you know who you are. We will defend ourselves. Plain and simple. And we'll defend the people that we love and care about. So go ahead.
Ron, just a couple more things. I was a nurse for 37 years in California.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was a nurse, they told me I had to take vaccines.
Yeah.
I had to. I was forced to take every vaccine that you can think of.
not just the flu, but MMRs, and I had to take the RVS vaccine because I was working around small babies in the NICU. I took hepatitis B, you name it. My employee nurse was always following me around with a needle. And after I left in 2008, when I retired, I had never been so sick in my life.
Yeah. I've had to too. I work for the government. They forced
I
us.
get you.
They forced
Yes,
us.
sir.
You either take it or you're gone. Or you're gone.
Right. We didn't have a choice. But just to, everybody out there in chat, I know there's a lot of talk going around about, wearing masks and doing this and doing that. And, really, there's a lot of good information that you're giving us, Ron. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're spot on with the info you're giving us.
Thank you.
But people, this is the time to get on your knees. This is the time, if you've never gotten on your knees before, to God, to the Father, to Jesus, this is the time. Love on your family. Love on each other. Don't be rude and ugly to each other. Be kind, be loving, be forgiving, caring for everyone.
Yeah.
And just hold God in your heart. And again, Ron, I'm going to let you go, but I just want to tell you how much I truly love you. I love you. I've never met you in person, but I love you. You're like a dad to me, and I just adore you. Absolutely adore you.
I love you.
And Times and Signs too. I love Times and Signs. God bless her, and God bless everybody in chat. I love you guys. You're my family.
All right. See you soon.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, baby. Bye-bye.
Bye. Folks, that's going to be it for tonight. We appreciate all those that called in and were part of our show. We appreciate all the information that each and every one of you send us. We love you to pieces. Please do know that. God bless you. Do know that we love you. As Walter Cronkite would say, and that's the way it is. Friday, February 28th, 2020. For Emergency Management Associates, this is Ron Tyler. Have a great night, folks. God bless you. See you soon. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming with us today. If anything else happens, we will be back to you with the immediate information as soon as it becomes available. Good night, everybody.